Okay, so it's my turn. I'm gonna go over to my good friend over here, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh no! Don't do that. No! Don't do that. Don't no.
But they have
No. I'll do Healing Word. Then I can do it from over here. You got a range. You don't have to run over there.
no, but I mean I know I might get attacked because of attack of opportunity, but I mean it'll be more that he can get back from.
It's a D8. It's a D8 versus a D4. I'm gonna be able to attack 2 if I use it. Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
but it's more health.
No, but it's a bonus action versus an action. And range.
Well, today we're talking about Cure Wounds versus Healing Word on JNJtabletop.
Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I'm Josh from JNJtabletop. With me is Jake, as always. And today, you probably picked it up from the intro and probably from the description of this video too, but we're going to be going head to head with 2 of the most popular healing options in D&D, and that is Cure Wounds versus Healing Word. Which one's better? Which one's terrible? Which one's great? What do we think? Well, we're going to take a position and find out. Jake, you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, today I'm going to be talking about Cure Wounds. Let's just start the history of Cure Wounds. It is the original cure spell in the game. Back in the day, back when I learned how to play Dungeons and Dragons, the first level cleric spell was Cure Light Wounds, and then later it became Cure Serious Wounds, and then Cure Critical Wounds. There actually might be Cure Moderate Wounds in there now that I'm thinking about it. There might have been 4 levels of it. But then now that you can upcast in 5e, that's just kind of how it goes. Anyways, Cure Wounds, the way it works is it's available to bards, clerics, druids, paladins, rangers. If you're a life domain cleric, you always have it prepared. The celestial warlock and the artificer, they all have this spell available to them on their spell list. Yeah, so it's the first level spell. It takes your action. It is a touch spell. And it's really simple. You cast it on someone, D8 plus your spellcasting modifier. So if you're a cleric, D8 plus your wisdom modifier. And that's just kind of how it goes. Now, the average result of a D8 is 4.5. So 4.5 points healed plus your wisdom modifier. And that's pretty much the gist of the mechanics of Cure Wounds. Now, it is the most classic option that you have available, but taking your action, I think, is probably the most significant thing here, which if you are, say, a Divine Soul sorcerer, and you have the ability to twist some of your spells using meta magic, like, say, Quicken Spell, and make it a bonus action. Or the fact that it's normally a touch and you could do Distance Spell and have a range of 30 feet with it. That's something that could make Cure Wounds a lot more flexible than it currently is. At least I don't think you could argue that one. However, the strength of Cure Wounds, I think, really starts to show when you decide to upcast it, because it does use a bigger dice for healing than Healing Word will. We'll get into that more later. But as you start to add 3, 4, 5, 6 dice to the mix, that's when you're really going to start to get like, okay, that's a healing spell. But usually by that time you have a spell like Heal, which just gives you 70 health. So
I'm going to talk about Healing Word, which I think is the better option of the 2. I don't know. I mean, so here's the thing. We'll just read it real quick.
yeah.
A creature of your choice that you could see within range regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your ability modifier, spellcasting ability modifier. Has no effect on undead or constructs, obviously, and it is a bonus action with a 60-foot range. I will repeat that. It is a bonus action with a 60-foot range.
Once more for the people in the back.
It is a bonus action with a 60-foot range.
Yeah.
That's honestly huge. I
You know
do
what?
like...
Really quick, I just noticed this now. Cure Wounds is verbal and somatic, so you have to speak and do like wah with your hands. Healing Word,
Just a word.
you could literally be bound. your character could be bound, and you could do this. Continue.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So I do recognize that Cure Wounds will give you more health back on average. Obviously, you know, a D4, your average roll is going to be 2.5 plus your ability modifier. You know, you're talking probably like 6, maybe 7 health back on average, something like that.
Yeah. Well,
that's kind of high, actually.
That's if you have like a +4 or +5 modifier.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, if you got a 20 or an 18.
Yeah. But, well, there's a lot of beefy characters out there, so
there are.
But there's also not beefy characters.
Yes,
they're called
You're
bards.
Using that standard array. So, Healing Word, I think is just such a fantastic option because you literally just do your thing. Somebody gets hit, they fall down in combat. Oh no, they failed a death save. Oh, well, there's a person in front of me. I don't want to get an opportunity attack trying to run away and go do a Cure Wounds. I'm just going to do a Healing Word, and then, you know what? I'm going to take out my rapier and just give him a little poke.
Stick him with the pointy end.
Stick him with the pointy end, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Healing Word, you're never going to do, like, massive amounts of health back. But that's not really what it's for. It's meant to keep people in the fight. Someone far away, just give them a little bit more. Somebody just falls down, it's meant to bring him back up. I think it does a great job of that without having to take any wacky ways around it. Not to say that, you know, sorcery points aren't incredible, and changing Cure Wounds would be incredible. But just at its base design, it's already pretty great.
Yeah, I think there's two parts for why Healing Word is so special, and it's definitely the action economy between Cure Wounds taking your action and Healing Word taking your bonus action, and then also that range is just, I mean, for a lot of maps, I mean, there's very, very rare are there maps that are so large that a 60-foot range is not going to, you know, do the job. They exist, but that's just, you're just talking physical space on somebody's kitchen table or wherever you're playing, you know. Even, you know, if you're playing on, like, you know, a virtual tabletop, it's like, oh, hold on, let me zoom way out, and you get out your ruler tool or whatever the case may be. It's not, 60 feet is going to be really good. And the fact that you could make another attack or use your action to cast a cantrip for damage or whatever the case may be. A way you could circumvent that a little bit with Cure Wounds is if you're a cleric and say you have something like Spiritual Weapon up and you can make an attack with a bonus action. So the action economy is kind of at the core of all of these decisions and these versus, you know, options that you could look into. But in its base form, like Josh said, I mean, I know I took the case for Cure Wounds, but I gotta say Healing Word is just such a versatile and useful spell.
Yeah. Well, that was the easiest argument I've ever won in my life. I'm the winner now, I think.
You're not married yet, so that's kind of... Let me tell you. Some of those words are not healing. Let me just tell you right there.
This sounds like an outro if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. Think you might be onto something there, Joshua. But yeah, I guess that's the video.
That's the video. It was really fast, but